What's up everyone, it's Simon and we are back where I'm going to talk you guys through how I packed out my Shimoda X70 for an FX6 based run and gun dock shoot. So last week I was out on a shoot with a client filming an event, and it was very much a scrappy run and gun. We were trying to get some interesting sound bites and didn't know exactly what we were going to have opportunity for, so I had to be ready for whatever, and I also had to be really quickly mobile, which is where having the X70 came in clutch. So what do I have inside here? Well, I have the digital video XL sized insert. As you can see, it is massive, but it is the core of how I have this thing set up. Now, one of the things with this shoot was that I had to be able to pack everything down in case of having to quickly adapt, because we were around some very high-ranking officials in different layers of government and such. And so I had to be able to pack down and kind of put everything away if the situation arose for it or called for it. And thus why having this all break out and put into the X70 makes the most sense, because I could easily walk wherever I needed to with the whole camera in bag. So as you can see, I have the fully rigged out FX6. All I had to do was take off my audio things on the front, and I have a lens on it, and that whole thing drops right into the bag. One of the nice things about the FX6 with the factory top handle is it is actually the perfect height to be able to keep it inside, fully rigged up with the Shimoda X70 DV core combo because of the depth. So I am able to have the top handle ready to go, so I can pretty much in a pinch pick up and shoot if I needed to. Even though I am using the gold mount batteries, I do have a BPU battery inside because that way I have redundant battery in case the gold mount dies. Makes life easy. Now, because I was in a massive venue for some of the shooting, we have the 100 to 400 from Sony the Sony G Master lens, and that just pops right down here and below. And the reason I opted to take that is because I knew that there was potential for a room where I had to be really far away from the subject, and I was right. That being said, I knew there was also potential for a low light situation, so we have the 70 to 200 G Master lens, 2.8. That is, so that way if I was in a longer zoom lens situation, but it was a darker room, I could stop down to 2.8 from the 5.6 that's needed for the 100 to 400. And guess what? First location of the shoot. It was, I should say, first location of the project. I'm trying to get away from using the term shoot because connotations and other terms of using that word shoot, and I think film or work on a project or that kind of thing, just it fits just as well. Now again, because I didn't know exactly what I was running into, I also needed a wide angle lens. Ended up not actually using this, but because I didn't know, I had to have the 16 to 35 f2.8 G Master. These are version 1s because quite frankly, I don't do enough where the weight savings of the V2 over the V1 was worth it, but if push came to shove, there's potential. The 16 to 25 and the 25 to 50, or whatever that new super lightweight G lenses are, those ones intrigue me because they are so much smaller. Because I use the small HD Cine 5, we have the lens hood. I had a hunch I was going to be indoors, but again, wanted to be ready for whatever. Now, the creme de la creme of what makes my life easy, the small HD Cine 5 with a custom bracket mixing Condor Blue and Ultralight. I just like the option of this opening on this side of the ultralight bracket, and conveniently that it works with the Condor Blue, so I could get the quick release onto my bright tangerine bracket. And then that just chills right up here. Makes life easy. Boom. Side handle, drops right up here as well. Makes life easy. Microphone. We have the Audio-Technica AT875R, and that is on my custom quick release NATO setup that I developed around the factory microphone placement, but makes it a whole lot easier. It's a much stronger microphone mount in my opinion, and it also, being quick release, makes it easier to use. And this becomes much more low profile. Boom. And that's pretty much what's in the bottom of my bag. That way it's easy for me to pick out and set up. And then I also, once I removed this, I moved gold mounts from top of bag into here, so it would also be easy to access. Now, once I was set up for the day, I used my custom backpack strap setup to carry around the FX6 because that just made life easier than trying to tear down between every location. I just needed to be able to tear down as necessary. Now, in the top of the bag, we have gold mount 1, gold mount 2. The Nano X's are new to me and I'm super stoked on them. The big thing, if you watch the unboxing video, is USB-C charging. Next one, snacks. I have a food allergy, and that makes snack things a little hit or miss, especially at big events with large catering. Way easier for me just to have some snacks on me at all times. That way I know I can eat in a pinch, even if the food that's readily available is not something I can eat because of food allergy. And then lastly, audio things. As you can see, I have a wide variety of things in here. We have wireless transmitters. We have a not USBs, gosh, XLR cables, different lengths, you name it. Adapters for different wireless things. I was using the Sony wireless system. I don't know exactly what it's called. This is the one transmitter receiver. I do want to switch to the two transmitter, two receiver setup, so that way I can have two different microphone inputs at the same time. So I could do like wireless XLR feed or wireless lav, or two wireless lavs into the digital hot shoe, which essentially lets me have 4 completely different input sources of audio because of the fact that I can then split out both the XLR ports on the top handle and 2 wireless feeds, which in certain situations can come in really handy with that run and gun life. So yeah, that's gonna go back on my desk. But that was in this bag, and boom. And did not realize that was it. Boom. Voila. And then lastly, on the outside, we had, boom, the Benro Mammoth TMTH44C with the S4 Pro, I think it is. Or sorry, it's the S6 Pro, not the S4. This has become my go-to set of sticks because it is so stinking small, fits right on the side of the bag, and tucks in really nicely. Super lightweight, and if I take the head off of it, I can actually put the sticks alone into a 26-inch long duffel bag, which makes it really easy for travel. But they're really strong, they can get really tall, and they can handle the Sony FX6. So that's my jam. And then on the other side of the bag, I just kept a water bottle because I, again, don't like to potentially run into a situation where I'm going to get dehydrated because I don't know what's available. I just like to make life easy and have it all there. And then lastly on this, I just have this little pouch. This is actually off of the newer Shimoda bags, but I put it on the V2 of the X series. But I snagged it off of my x70 to put on here, so that way as I'm going around during the day, if I needed quick access to something, I could just throw it in, whether I needed to throw like my wireless lav pack, a notebook, that kind of thing. Things that I just needed readily available could go right in here. That way if I had to wear my backpack and access it, I had it readily available. And so yeah, that is my pack out of the FX6 rigging for a run and gun dock shoot. if you guys have any questions, oh, I do have one last thing I forgot. Memory card wallet. Whew! It's a doozer. How do I use the Think Tank Photo wallets, which go watch video there about how I color code per camera. But also, in my memory card wallet, all of my memory cards that are empty and ready to use have the label out. And then if it's full of data and needs to be offloaded, the label faces inward. That way I can just glance and know, okay, I can't use that card. Granted, I will usually work top down, but for example, full, empty, makes life easy. And then that just goes into the bag as well. So yeah, if you guys have questions about this type of rigging, why I chose some of the things I did, leave a comment down below. You guys want to see other things about how I'm using my kit these days? Let me know as well. If you guys have other questions, hit me up on Instagram at Simon Eisenbach. Have a great week. I'll see you guys next time.